published yesterday. Bunch of questions to a bunch of GMs about a bunch of topics. All right, you three guys dove into the survey. Chris Broussard, the thing that stood out most from the GM survey was blank.
Best center, Jenna, best center. And you guys know, I was all in. I defended my vote many times on this show. Nikola Jokic was the MVP. All right, but he is not better than Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid would have been the MVP had he played in enough games. And that's my only explanation for this. Like, I guess that the GMs took durability and availability into consideration. Because Jokic rarely misses a game. He played every game last year. And Embiid has never played more than 65 games or even 65 games in a season. So that is the only explanation for having Jokic, who's great, ahead of Embiid. Embiid's a better scorer. He's a great mid-range shooter. He's a better rebounder. Though it's close, he's a far better defender. I mean, that isn't even close. He gets to the foul line twice as much as Jokic does. So he is better. That doesn't mean Jokic isn't great. But Embiid is the best center in the NBA. And I think he'll go out and show it again this year without Ben Simmons. Let me quickly add this. I was also surprised by the MVP pick. It was Kevin Durant. Obviously, Durant's one of the best players in the league. But we know how this works. A lot of times when you have a superstar teammate or teammates, if Kyrie plays, they cancel each other out a lot. It's not impossible to win MVP with that because LeBron did it in Miami, but it's difficult. I got Luka as my preseason MVP pick, followed by Embiid and Steph Curry.
Luka's a smart pick, and Luka will come into camp in shape this year, unlike last year when he didn't know when the season was starting. I was a little surprised by the wanton disrespect for the Milwaukee Bucks up and down this poll. They did just win the title. Giannis did score 50 in a game to win the championship, and they're like, hey, the Bucks, are they even the third best team in the East? Who knows? But more surprising and more notable was this. The GM said, is LeBron James top 5 at every position? No, but he is top 5 at 3 of them. Top 5 point guard? Check. Top 5 small forward? Check. Top 5 power forward? Check. And this is where I remind America that in NBA history, there has never been a guy who was top 10 at one position in year 19. But LeBron James somehow, going into year 19, seems to be top 5 at 3 of them. Year 19 for Karl Malone was his Lakers year. He was 13 points per game. Year 19 for Kareem was his second to last year. He was 14 points per game. Year 19 for Kobe was his second to last year. He played 35 games and averaged around 20 points. A player in year 19 being consensus top 5 at 3 of the 5 spots on the court, it's not just that it's unprecedented. It's that it is unimaginable for any player other than LeBron James. So while he didn't get any MVP votes, which was, a little disrespectful, but don't worry, just add it to the Washed King dossier that he's building for when he hoists ring number 5. Top 5 at 3 different spots for LeBron James, point guard and both forward spots in year 19 is utterly remarkable, Kevin Wildes.
Okay, cool. Quick thing on surveys. Have you ever looked at a survey and come away from it thinking, I feel good about the rational thinking skills of most people, but I don't. It's like, hey, here's a question. Are you filling out a survey? 91% of the people say yes, 9% say no. Like, God almighty. Here's one that's almost as bad. Is Giannis the best international player? I don't know. Yes, 100% it should be, but it's not. Last year, he was 68%. So what did he do? Win the championship and win finals MVP. And what happened? He dropped down to 60%. Luka's at 27%. The Joker's at 13%. Look, not one of these GMs, if the Bucks management got on the phone and said,
England, the Patriots have released 4-time Pro Bowler, former Defensive Player of the Year, Stephon Gilmore. Ian Rappaport tweeted this on the situation. The Patriots were open to giving Stephon Gilmore a raise, but wanted to see him healthy. Instead, he went on the PUP list as he recovers from his quad injury. That tension lasted until his release today. We got Greg Jennings with us this morning. Greg, good morning. I'll start with you. So the free agent market could be robust for Gilmore. What do you make of this?
This was very shocking, simply because when you look at the Patriots and what they do good and how we last saw them, they played really well on defense. We saw J.C. Jackson. We see the success that he's having, and you have him coupled with Jalen Mills, but if you can actually couple him with Stephon Gilmore, the defense is the strength of this team. Now, they're not a shutdown defense like we saw a few years ago, but they can really do some special things. And when you add Stephon Gilmore, you automatically think, well, wow, we got our two corners. So you think naturally you're going to wait, if you're Bill Belichick, for him to get healthy. Obviously, this is a money deal as far as the organization and cap issues. So they felt like it was best for the team. But as a player, you have to be shocked when you allow a talent like Stephon Gilmore to walk away basically with nothing in return. And so for me, I think it can potentially hurt the Patriots, because if they were going to do this, they could have gotten something for Stephon Gilmore, regardless of the injury. There would have been bidders. There would have been takers out there waiting for a cornerback like Stephon Gilmore to acquire and give them some type of assets in return of Stephon Gilmore. So it is very shocking to me.
Yeah, I wanted Gilmore on the team, Greg. Obviously, he's a great player, and he's been great. This is actually a good day for J.C. Jackson, though, because he's due to get his contract, so he'll get his money in the offseason, and the Patriots secondary will be great. And look, we all watch Patriots Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has an explosive offense. Did anyone come away from that game saying, you know what, the Patriots need to spend more money on their pass defense? I didn't, and this is Belichick's MO. Like, look, we know you're in line for a big contract. We're going to move on. And Nick, I'm not ruling it out, and reports are still coming in. I'm not ruling it out that Belichick did Gilmore a solid here. And like, you know what? We could trade you to Nowheresville for a 4th-round pick, but we'll release you, go wherever you want. I think you're going to end up on your Chiefs. I think it would be smart for him to go to Tampa Bay, take that old, take 95 from Foxborough down to Tampa Bay. They've had great success. So I think either of those two teams, I'd like to see him play for a winner. I think Belichick may have done him a solid here by releasing him.
Yeah, listen, everyone's going to connect him correctly and smartly, as you just did, to the Chiefs and to the Bucs. They're the two teams that played in the Super Bowl last year, and right now they're two teams that need tremendous help in the secondary. The question I would have is Stephon Gilmore going to play for anyone that doesn't sign him to a long-term contract immediately? Because if that's the case, I think that would take the Chiefs out of it. It might take the Bucs out of it, and all of a sudden it becomes a little more questionable on how and who is able to sign Stephon Gilmore, or is he going to just try to get another ring this year, show the world he's healthy, and then cash in huge in the offseason? We'll find that out. And by the way, he's got to get fully healthy, recovering from that quad surgery. But I just want to quickly go back to Wildes for a moment, because you can put a happy face on this all you want, buddy, but this is a bad moment for you and your Patriots for a number of reasons. First one is, I do not think Bill Belichick does this if he thinks the Patriots are competing for anything this year. Secondarily, all year long, when you've talked about the Patriots, you've added, and we don't even have Stephon Gilmore. Well, now you might as well say, and we don't even have Lawrence Taylor. He ain't coming back, buddy. He's gone. So that team that you have seen the first month of the year is the team you're going to have the rest of the year. And if you think that team's good enough to beat good teams, you're watching a different game than me. Because I watch a Patriot team. Do I expect them to beat the Texans this weekend? Yeah. Do I expect